Happy holidays from the Laser Channel. I'm Greg, and join me in this video as I create this wooden ornament and this paper ornament from the same art file that I'll be providing for you to follow along at home. Welcome back. Materials for this project are very short and simple. Chances are you may already have these projects in your workshop already. For the paper one, I have this white and red poster board from the Dollar Tree, along with this board that I also picked up from the Dollar Tree. This board is about 4 millimeters thick, and these are just the materials that I'm using. I welcome you to use the materials that you have available for you. To continue with the materials, you'll need some type of glue, and that could be a spray adhesive glue, regular carpenter's glue. If you're really in a rush, you can use super glue. I tend to use the type that is gel that doesn't run all over everywhere. There's also these glue bond sticks, but for this video, I'm going to use this spray adhesive that I can get from the Dollar Tree. It's quick, it's easy, and it dries very quickly. For the wooden ornament, I'm going to be using red temper paint. And to add a little bit of spice to it, I'm going to add some glitter paint to that on top of that to add that little bit of shimmer as this ornament sits on the tree with all the lights around it. And finally, to hang the ornaments, I have some red and white candy cane string and then also some hemp string that I ordered off of Amazon. The first ornament that I'll be making is out of the red and white poster board. Here I have my workbench set up with everything that I'll need to make the poster board ornament. Here I have the Comgrow Z1 laser machine featuring the 10-watt laser module. Attached to that is the Comgrow air assist kit with the variable speed pump. And that variable speed air assist kit's going to come in handy with this poster board because I want to blow some air past the project, but not so much that the little pieces of the cutout land over the laser path that hasn't been completed yet. I also have my materials and my composition book where I keep all of my run settings from all of the machines for all the materials that I have. I'm going to start out with the red poster board. I cut down a smaller piece of that, and to attach that to the honeycomb, I'm going to use some magnetic strips. With my material set in the work area, I'm ready to jump into Lightburn and take a look at the design file. Inside Lightburn, I've already imported the ornament file. This is an SVG file, and I left the whole file unlocked, so each individual part here you can move, edit, change as you please for your specific project. And by that I mean, if I select the text while I can't edit it, I can move it out of the way or simply delete it and grab the text tool here and write my own message in. And the same goes for all of these other elements. Each element is its own separate part of the SVG file. That includes the outline and the mounting hole. For this red cutout, I'm going to run the file as is, and when I navigate to cuts and layers, for my machine, I can run at a speed of 40 millimeters per second at a max power of 100%, and this will cut all the way through the red poster board. Off camera, I have the focus of the laser set. I framed out this ornament, and I do have the air assist running at just a low whisper of air. All I need to do is put on my goggles and hit start. That cut out fast and easy, and it took less than 1 minute to cut this project out. Just removing just a couple of the slugs left over in this ornament. They do like to hang up just a little bit in there because of all the intricate detail. The red portion of the poster board ornament cut out quick and easy. This took less than 1 minute in the machine. The next thing to do is to load up the white poster board paper and cut that one out. For the white poster board, I don't want or need any of the design in the middle. So the easiest thing for me to do is simply highlight the outside of the ornament, and I'm going to just change what layer that's on. I'm going to change that to the blue layer, And I still want the mounting hole. I'm going to select that and put that on that blue layer as well. I'll return to that original layer and just turn all of that off. With all of the intricate detail turned off for this white poster board paper, I can cut this design out as is, or I'm going to do one small step. If I cut out this white paper size for size, it might be a little bit difficult for me to get the outside edges perfectly lined up, or if you're working on this at home with little ones, they might have a little trouble getting the white poster board completely centered up on this red piece. I'm going to go in Lightburn and use the offset command and make that outline cutout just a little bit smaller. Here, I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to highlight this outside layer and select the offset command, and I'm going to, instead of outward, I'm going to select inward, and I only need this to be maybe about 0.06 inches smaller than that. If you're in millimeters, maybe 1 millimeter or 0.5 millimeters smaller. And for this, I'm going to delete the original object. That'll leave just this smaller shape behind. This looks good. I'm going to reference my composition book for the white poster paper, and I do have to change that speed to 20 millimeters per second at 100% power. I'll do a quick frame just to make sure that the laser will be cutting over my project material. Everything looks good. The focus is still set. And changing the pass count to 1. I like to do a quick scan of, I'm cutting out a line, power and speed settings, pass count. Everything looks good. I'm ready to cut this out. And that was an extremely fast cutout on this white poster board. I'm ready to place the red layer over the top of this white layer. And we'll see, here's a quick glimpse of what that's going to look like. If I take a look at the back, you'll see that now all I have to do is just match up the mounting hole, and now I have kind of this tolerance around the back side that I don't have to have this white poster board perfectly centered on the red layer. This is my preference. Use whatever method works best for you. To glue up my ornament, I'm going to use the spray glue and this plastic bag. I'll spray the back side of the ornament and place that on top of the white poster board, and then I'll fold this over the top. This way, if any of the glue is touching this plastic bag as it dries with some weight on the top, when I open this back up, the glue will not stick to the bag. I'll just give this can a quick shake. And down below, you probably can't see it on camera, but I do have a garbage can that I'll be spraying the overspray of the glue into. That looks good, a nice coating of glue. And all I have to do is match up the mounting hole on the very top of the ornament. There, I like the way that looks. I just need to fold this over on the top, something flat over the top, and I'm going to use my screwdriver set as the heavy weight. In this next portion of the video for the wooden cutout ornament, you can see that I've switched out the Comgrow machine for the Xtool D1 machine. The only reason I did this is just a little bit of variety. I thought because I'm doing two different types of ornaments, I'd do them on two different types of machines. This is the non-pro version of the Xtool D1 featuring the 10-watt laser module. The wood project material for this is about 4 millimeters thick again. To square this up in the machine, not that I need to, but just a nice little tip to share with you, is I grab a scrap board from a previous project and I place it up against this back rail and I slide the frame forward until I'm about in the area that I'd like the project material. Now I just slide the project material up against this board that is squared up against this back rail. And this will provide perfect alignment over and over again. It's a great little tip and I hope you find use for it. With that covered, it's now time to box in this piece of wood, again using magnets. I love using magnets on these magnetic honeycomb. The great thing about using these magnets is, for some reason, if I want to remove a piece of work out of here and place it back in, I have that perfect alignment. And in fact, we're going to do the cutout of the ornament, paint it, do the engraving of the text, Season's Greetings, and then flip the ornament over and engrave the other side. And leaving this large wooden board in there is going to be the perfect way to make sure everything is perfectly aligned. In Lightburn, I re-imported the ornament again. If I Control A to select the entire ornament, I have the width set at 3 inches. That should be the same as the poster board cutout. I have the start from in the current position and the job origin in this bottom corner. The neat thing about the Xtool machine is I can manually push the laser until it's in perfect position, and I have the handy crosshairs to know where that start position will be. I'll do one quick frame to make sure everything looks correct. I like the way that looks. And for my machine, I've changed the speed down to 4 millimeters per second and a max power of 100%. I'm going to do 2 passes. Because I am cutting out this wood, it is going to produce some amount of smoke. I am in the recording studio and I don't want the studio to fill up with smoke, so I'm going to place an enclosure over the top of the Xtool. And for that, I'm going to use the Comgrow laser enclosure. I've featured this on the channel in the past. It fits the Xtool machine and it works really great. A quick check that I do before running any project is I made sure that I had the laser focused to the work area. I did frame out the project to make sure that the laser covers the project material. And I did a double check of my cuts and layers settings, that I am cutting a line at the speed and the power level that I want, and the pass count is correct. I have the Air Assist kit on and I'm ready to hit start. Before I do that, I can click on the preview button and see that the estimated time will be just over 13 minutes. So I'll be back in about 13 minutes. The cutout is complete. It did take about 13 minutes. I'm going to carefully remove this out without disturbing anything else. And the first thing that I see is I also cut out the letters. I was meant to engrave that, so I'm going to do another one, but let's take a look at this close up. Here's a close-up look of the ornament that I just cut out. So even cutting it out, the lettering that I didn't intend to, it looks really nice. All the edges are nice, crisp and clear, but I'm going to go into Lightburn and turn off the lettering, do a cutout of just the ornament, and then go back and turn off the cutout and turn on the lettering. Here's what that will look like in Lightburn. I'll just click on the text and I'm going to select a different layer for that. And that, I'm going to select a fill, and I'm going to change the speed to about 120 millimeters per second and a speed, a power level of, let's say, 75%. All I'll need to do is engrave through the layer of paint that I'll eventually have on that. Now I just need to turn out that output to turn off because I don't want to engrave that just yet. I want to do just the cutout, paint it, and then I'll turn on that fill layer. A quick check on the preview shows that it'll only take about 10 minutes now because we're not doing the lettering. I'm all set to click start, and I'll see you in about 10 minutes. And that comes right out. All the little pieces and slugs fall right out. Another perfect cutout. And here's the fun part. Just putting a little bit of red paint on a plate and a foam brush. And I like to use the dab method. I'm just going to paint just the top surface. I don't need to paint along the sides. I actually like how the black sides look. Now put this off to the side to dry. I like using the stab method. It leaves a little bit of a texture on the surface rather than leaving brush marks. The first one's dried off enough to get a little bit of glitter, and I can apply a little bit of this fancy glitter onto the ornament. When I did the practice piece, I just used paint and it just seemed like the ornament was missing something, and when I added the glitter to it, it just really made the ornament come alive. I really like this effect. While the paint continues to dry on the ornament, I can return back to Lightburn, and this fill layer that we had turned off for the text Season Greetings, I can turn that on, and now the cutout that we just completed, I can turn that off, so I'll be doing just the engraving. Now it's time to put the engraving of the text across this ornament, and I'm going to slide it back into the material piece. This will ensure that all the alignment stays correct on the work. All that's left to do is to hit start. One side's complete. I'll carefully remove the ornament and flip it over, and we'll do the other side. Here's one side and the other side. Here's what this looks like on the main camera. This was a fun holiday project video to make for you. I loved making this video. I love the variety of using the one file to create two different types of ornaments on two different machines just to shake things up a little bit. This is a great project that doesn't take very long to make, and it's a great project to create the materials off the laser and then have the kids or school children finish the projects by painting or gluing them together. This channel does have a Facebook page. I'd invite you to go over there and visit that Facebook page. And I would love to see you leave a comment or a post on what your project looked like. I'd love to see a couple pictures and comments on there. Until next time, learn, create, and share.